Welcome to today's explainer. Look, if you drive in the state of Maryland, you already know that keeping your vehicle registration up to date is an absolute must. But let's be honest, navigating government websites can sometimes feel like you're lost in a giant digital maze. So today, we are taking all the guesswork out of this process with a complete, step-by-step walkthrough on how to renew your Maryland vehicle registration online.
Tired of long lines at the MBA? I mean, who isn't, right? We have all been there, just sitting in those hard plastic chairs, waiting for our number to be called over the loudspeaker. Well, today, we are bypassing that waiting room entirely. You are going to discover exactly how you can renew your Maryland vehicle registration from the absolute comfort of your own home on your own schedule.
So, here is our roadmap for today. We'll quickly cover how to get ready, access your MyMVA account, navigate the portal, review payment options, troubleshoot some common issues, and then wrap up with a few essential tips. Let's dive in.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, Get Ready to Renew. Preparation is definitely key here.
Before we jump into the how, let's talk about the why. Driving with expired tags in Maryland isn't just a tiny oversight. It's actually a primary traffic violation. Whether your tags are simply expired or your registration was suspended, hitting the road in an unregistered vehicle can result in a fine of up to $500. Not to mention, it puts a really negative mark on your driving record. We absolutely want to avoid that.
Preparation really is the secret to getting this done in just a few minutes. Typically, the MVA sends out a renewal notice in the mail about 60 days before your current registration expires. That little piece of mail is your green light to get moving. Just gather the items on this checklist before you even open your web browser, and honestly, that's the only real heavy lifting you have to do today. First, grab your registration renewal notice, or, your current registration certificate works perfectly too. You will absolutely need your vehicle's 8-digit title number and your license plate number. Next up, ensure you have proof of valid auto insurance, because Maryland requires all registered vehicles to carry minimum liability coverage. And finally, have a valid credit card ready. The system takes Visa, MasterCard, and American Express.
Okay, moving right along to Section 2, Access your MyMVA account. Time to enter the system.
Now that we've got our documents stacked up and ready to go, it's time for the actual computer work. The state actually gives you two different pathways to enter the system, depending on what you prefer. The first is the MyMVA profile login. This gives you full access, but it does require a username, password, and two-factor authentication. It's fantastic if you want a centralized view of all your vehicles, correspondence, and upcoming dates. Now, quick note here. If you created an old eStore account prior to December 2021, you are going to need to set up a brand new MyMVA profile to use this method. Your second option is direct access. This is exactly what it sounds like. A quick entry method where you just click Renew Vehicle Registration and punch in your 8-digit title number and license plate number. Boom, you're in. It's super fast, but just keep in mind you don't get the full dashboard experience.
Oh, and here is a really important gotcha to keep in mind. If you try to log into your MyMBA profile and you fail the password check too many times, the system enforces a strict 60-minute lockout rule. Seriously, you get locked out. But don't panic, it's an easy fix. You can just wait out the hour, request a password reset link right there on the portal, or if you're in a rush and need it done now, you can call the MBA Contact Center directly at 410-768-7000. Once a rep verifies your identity, they can manually bypass that lockout for you.
Section 3, Navigate the Renewal portal. Smooth sailing ahead. All right, so you're logged in, you've selected your vehicle, and you're ready to hit go. But before you can even see a payment screen, the system runs a few automated background checks. Let's talk about the most common roadblock you might hit here, the dreaded vehicle flag. So what is that? A flag is basically an administrative block placed on your vehicle's record. If you have any unpaid parking tickets, outstanding toll violations, or maybe an insurance compliance issue, a flag gets raised. The portal literally will not allow you to proceed with your online renewal until those administrative flags are fully resolved and paid off. So if you hit this wall, you've got to clear the flag first.
Another major hurdle is the VEIP, or Vehicle Emissions Inspection Program. To keep air pollution down, Maryland requires most vehicles from the 1986 model year and newer to pass a quick emissions test every 2 years. Sometime during your 2-year registration cycle, you'll get a notice in the mail for this $14 test. When you try to renew, the online system instantly checks its database to confirm your vehicle has a passing grade. If it doesn't, well, you'll have to go get tested before they hand over those new tags.
Moving on to Section 4, Payment Options and Confirmation. Let's break down the fees.
Assuming your record is squeaky clean and your emissions test is passed, it is checkout time.
Maryland's vehicle registration fee structure has seen some recent updates, so here is exactly what you are paying for. Your base Class A registration ranges anywhere from $120.50 up to $191.50 per year, mostly depending on the weight of your vehicle. Heavier vehicles, like big SUVs, naturally pay the higher end. Now, baked into that base fee is a $40 surcharge that goes straight to supporting Maryland's emergency medical system. Also, and this is a big recent change, if you own a zero-emission or battery electric vehicle, you're looking at a new $125 annual surcharge. For plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, it's a $100 annual surcharge. If you just have a standard gas-powered car, don't worry, you don't pay these extra EV fees at all.
If seeing all those fees added up feels a little heavy on the wallet to drop all at once, Maryland has actually introduced a pretty amazing 2-payment installment option. Just keep in mind you can only use this if you're selecting a 1-year registration term. Here's how it works. In Step 1, you pay 50% of your base fee and 50% of the EV surcharge, but you do have to pay 100% of the $40 EMS and any specialty plate fees upfront today. Then, exactly 6 months down the road, Step 2 kicks in, and you just pay the remaining 50% balance. It's a fantastic way to spread out the financial hit. But listen closely, if you do choose that installment plan, you absolutely must be aware of the 120-day rule. If you miss that second payment and it sits there unpaid for 120 days past its due date, the MVA is going to automatically cancel your vehicle's registration and slap a flag on your record. Worse, the debt gets sent directly to the Maryland Central Collection Unit, which automatically tacks on a massive 17% penalty fee. You won't be able to do any vehicle transactions at all until the whole thing is paid in full. So please set a calendar reminder on your phone.
All right, Section 5, Troubleshooting and Top FAQs. Let's get some answers.
We all know dealing with bureaucracy can cause a little anxiety, especially when things don't go perfectly according to plan. So let's just walk through a couple of the most common hiccups together. One question we hear all the time is, what if I misplaced my MVA renewal notice? Seriously, do not worry about it. You do not need that specific piece of paper to renew online. Like we talked about earlier, just use the Direct Access portal. Pull out your current registration card from your glove box, type in your 8-digit title number and your license plate number, and the system will pull up your profile perfectly.
Here are a few more rapid-fire fixes for common concerns. First, the MVA portal isn't going to let you immediately print your actual permanent registration card from your home printer. However, you absolutely can and should print the payment receipt. That serves as your legal temporary proof of registration. Your actual physical tags and permanent card will just arrive in the mail in a few days. Finally, if your physical sticker ever falls off your plate or gets lost, don't sweat it. You don't need to pay for a full renewal. You can literally just order a substitute sticker online for a really small fee.
Almost done. Section 6, Final Tips and Conclusion. You are ready to drive. So you've navigated the portal, cleared out any pesky flags, figured out your fees, and finished checking out. To wrap up this digital journey and to celebrate all the time you just saved by skipping the MVA waiting room, the single most important final tip I can give you is this. Always save or print your final confirmation page and payment receipt. Seriously, fold it up and stick it right in your glove box next to your old registration until the new physical tags show up in your mailbox. If you ever happen to get pulled over while you're waiting for the mail, that receipt is your ultimate defense. It proves to law enforcement that you are 100% legally compliant and your fees are fully paid up.
Before we completely sign off, I do need to share this brief professional disclaimer with you. Please note that this explainer is intended for informational purposes only. Regulations and processes may change, so always refer to the official Maryland MVA website or contact them directly for the most current information. And that brings us to the end. So I have to ask, are you ready to skip the MVA line and complete your renewal right from your couch? Armed with everything we just went over, you absolutely are. You have everything you need to tackle this process with complete confidence. Thanks for hanging out and being a focused learner with me today. And happy driving.